Welcome to Recaply X, your movie recap in a flash. We bring the drama, the action, and the twists. In minutes, the movie starts with Victoria, the owner of Carl's company, telling Carl the news that made her happy. We found the artifact. He tells her, the summary is that we are going to unveil the artifact, and we are close to reaching it. She tells him, let the men work harder than this. We want to present the project to the council. He tells her, before the months pass, we will unveil the artifact. She tells him, listen, I've been working on this project for 51 years. I can't wait another second. Her uncle, the great archaeologist, had a super relationship with the army and was the one who discovered the artifact, but he disappeared before he could find it, and the one who continued after him was his niece, Victoria. The important thing is that she decided that this artifact would be implanted in a human body, and he would become a super soldier to help the army. During this time, the boy chosen, Hayama, graduates, and his family is waiting for him outside. Her father, Alberto, tells the rest of the family, it's better that no one tells him anything. Let me celebrate with him first for his graduation, and then we will tell him about the disaster we're in. Mila tells him, but he will know anyway. He replies, he will know later, not now. Hayama enters, and they hug him and greet him. He asks them, where is Uncle Rudy? His father tells him, he is coming in the car. He indeed arrives in the car and starts honking at Hayama. They take him to a restaurant and order him food. His mother and father tell him, we want to tell you something. We are going to leave the house. He is shocked and asks them for the reason. His mother tells him, the landlord has raised the rent threefold. He tells them, no problem. I will go down to the workshop with my uncle, and I will work. His uncle tells him, it was sold. He asks them, how did we reach this situation? His sister tells him, because my father had a heart attack and was hospitalized, spending a lot of money. He replies, really? And why didn't anyone say this? His father tells him, I am right here in good shape. He tells him, come on, we are one family. I should have known everything that happened. His mother tells him, because you were at university, we had to hide it from you so you could focus on your studies. They go home. That night, Hayama is sitting with his sister. He tells her, I can't believe we reached this situation, and we don't have a single red penny. But don't worry, I have a degree, and I will work with it. She tells him, the job with your degree needs connections. He tells her, it doesn't matter, I will work any job, and the day I work with my degree, just give me 5 years and we will have a car, and we will go to the beach. The next morning, he stands in the house that is right on the beach, but not his house. His sister tells him, excuse me, can you please set the table before the lady arrives? He is working as a cleaner in this house. The important thing is that he sets the table, and indeed, the lady arrives, who is Victoria Card. He is very happy just to see her from afar. He keeps waving at her, but she ignores him and goes inside. Gina tells her, thank God you are safe, Aunt. She replies, Gina, I missed you, my dear. What are you doing here? I didn't know you were coming. By the way, what is the reason for this unexpected visit, my dear niece? She turns on the TV and finds a video presenting her new project, the Super Soldier. At that moment, Hayama and his sister enter the house. She tells him, stay here until I go to the bathroom and come back. She goes into the bathroom, and Hayama waits for her outside while the video is playing, presenting the idea of the soldier. The idea is that this artifact will be implanted in a human, turning the person into a super soldier who will fight with the army. This will be the final shape of the project. Victoria tells her, isn't it great? She replies, this project was closed years ago. Why did you go back to working on it again, Aunt? Victoria says, my dear, this is the future of the company. She replies, no, the matter is bigger than the future of the company and this nonsense. Your intentions are not good, and you want to use this artifact for your own company. She says, I want to know what is in the island of Bagu. Victoria replies, this is confidential information. You cannot know it at all. She tells her, I know everything. I know what you are doing in our company. Victoria replies, our company? This company is mine alone, my dear. Your father was going to distribute his inventions, and I built it up. I developed it a lot. This company is mine alone. Your father left this company in ruins and disappeared. He left you personally, and I, out of my generosity, kept you in this company. She tells her, okay, listen to me well. Your project, I will never let you implement it. Victoria replies, it's better for you to stay out of my way. She tells her, I won't back down, and the tension rises, but she hears everything that was said. Hayama enters and tells them, calm down, everyone. I came in between you. He asks, who are you? He tells her, I am your cleaner. He tells them, okay, you two go outside. They leave, but she remains waiting for Gina outside. Gina indeed comes out and asks her, are you okay? She replies, I'm fine. I just wish you hadn't interfered in the matter, but thank you for your bravery. She tells her, no, that's my duty. She tells him, okay, give me your phone so I can write my number for you. Instead of the job you were fired from, I will find you a job in my company. He tells her, okay, I agree. She leaves him and walks away. He is sitting and writing a message to Jenny says to her, I agree to come work with you at the company. I'll come to you tomorrow morning. He sends her the message and goes out to spend some time with his father. The next morning, he indeed goes to the company, and all his family accompanies him. They keep cheering for him as he walks, and he feels embarrassed by what they are doing. He enters and tells the receptionist, I had an appointment with Miss Jenny. She replies, sure, sir, please go ahead. Once she reaches the office, he sits down. Jenny is on the way to the lab where the Beetle is, stealing the card from the doctor, and she enters the lab, looking for the Beetle until she finally finds it. She takes it off the device, but she doesn't know how to get out of the lab with it. He finds the sandwich in front of him, takes its box, puts it in, and leaves the lab with it. He's tired from waiting, but suddenly he sees her in the hallway. He runs to her, and the doctor returns to the lab. He looks around and finds that she has disappeared. He informs security, and from then on, things start to get complicated. At that time, he runs to her, saying, hey, don't you remember me? I was standing with you yesterday, and you told me you would hire me here. She replies, sorry, I'm busy right now. Maybe another time. He suggests, what do you think we sit down, have lunch, and talk? Just then, the alarm device rings. She tells him, listen, you started working with me from today. Take this box and go with it. No matter what happens, don't open it or know what's inside. Agreed. He agrees and takes the box, telling him to go. He walks away, and security comes to her. She tells them to search here while she leaves with the box. He has told his family everything that happened. His sister insists on opening it, but he tells them, I can't open it. They say, we're not going to steal anything from her. We're just going to see what's inside and close it again. They keep insisting. He opens it. Finally, he says, okay, we'll take a look at it and close it again. He opens the box. They ask him, what is this? He replies, it's a beetle. His uncle asks, why she's hiding it. He says, I don't know. He's about to close the box, but his sister covers the beetle. He tells his sister, no, don't touch it. This thing is a trust with us. He hands it to his uncle, and they keep playing with it. As soon as they take it from his uncle, the beetle shines in his hands, and he gets lost in its beauty, feeling very happy. He tells them, it seems it loves me a lot. Indeed, his friend holds its face and keeps moving with its body. His uncle tries to help him, but he finds that the beetle has disappeared. He asks, where did it go? And his friend replies, it entered inside me. Indeed, his friend is now inside and starts to change his shape completely until he transforms entirely. They all wonder as they look at his shape. He says, good day, I am your servant. He asks, are you all hearing what I'm hearing? He replies, I'm in your head. No one will hear me. Let's go and unleash our deadly powers. They take him away and drop him suddenly while he is going crazy and trying to understand. They lower him until he is about to fall into the sea, but before he falls, he grows wings. He says, now we're fine. Let's see what you want us to do. He tells them, take me home immediately. They say, we're done. They indeed take off flying, but while they are flying, he is scared and cannot control his body. Suddenly, he crashes into a car, destroying it. He walks down the street, and it looks like he's about to be hit, but Kaji pushes him away, splitting the bus in half. He tells the people, are you all okay? No one seems to have anything happened. He returns home, goes back to his normal shape, but he is naked. He faints, and his family takes him to cover him. He wakes up and puts on his clothes. He sees Kaji shining in his appearance, screaming and coming out to them. His father says, "I will report to the police." Rudy says, "Police? We're making this a bigger issue and opening the gates of hell on ourselves." Meanwhile, he says, "I will go to Jenny at the company and handle it myself. No one has anything to do with it." Each of them expresses their opinion, and the situation escalates in the house. He leaves them and walks away, and his father looks at him, finding that he took Rudy's car and left. He says to Rudy, "The truth is, Hima took the car and left." Rudy is shocked and says, "No, leave the car." He doesn't listen and takes the car and leaves. He arrives at the company and finds Jenny escaping from there. He calls her and she gets in with him. He tells her, "They are chasing us." She replies, "The security is after me." He asks, "Whose security?" They shoot at them with weapons, and they all abandon the car. They reach home, and of course, Rudy sees the car and goes crazy. Hima feels embarrassed in front of Jenny. Jenny asks him, "Where is the beetle?" He replies, "Beetle? What beetle?" His uncle says, "Show her." She sees it on his back, she said. "This is called a beetle. It's a deadly weapon that could destroy the world." They are all shocked and accuse him, saying, "How could you give him such a deadly weapon?" He replies, "I didn't know it would work with him. Besides, many scientists tried to work with it, but couldn't because this weapon chooses the right person for it. And it seems it chose you, Hima." He asks, "Why me?" She replies, "I don't know, but we need to act quickly to get it out of your body, because my aunt will kill you all to take it." They are all shocked, and Jenny says, "It's my fault. I didn't know this would all happen." Their father says, "How, guys? We will act as a family and solve this problem as a family." Hima asks, "How do we get rid of this thing, Jenny?" She replies, "We need to go to the company and get my father's old lab key, but the problem is the security here." Rudy says, "Leave the security issue to me." At that moment, Kara nearly tells Victoria, "Jenny entered the lab and stole the beetle." She asks, "How did that happen?" He replies, "A strange person helped her and escaped with the beetle." From the company, she tells him, "We won't be able to continue OMAC project without it." He moves. At that time, Jenny, Rhodey, and Hima arrive at the company. Rhodey disables the surveillance cameras. Hima and Joni go inside. Jenny takes him to that light and takes the watch. He says, "Here is the key." She tells him, "Yes." They go outside, and Jenny takes him to that force and takes the watch, telling him, "This is the key." He says, "Yes, we are done." He says, "I thought it was much bigger than this." Suddenly, a ball appears in front of her, and he asks Jenny, "Where is the creature?" She doesn't respond. He runs towards her, and it seems he's about to hit her, but Hima transforms, and they are both shocked. Hima completely transforms and flies. The ball, and Jenny says to him, "How did you do that?" He takes off his jacket and transforms in the middle of the place, launching a missile at them. However, Kaji tells him, "Leave me your body and I'll finish him off." She tells him, "Okay." He charges at him and starts breaking his iron. They enter that thing and he hits him. He screams and pulls him outside, saying, "We are stronger than him. Leave me full control of your body and I'll finish him off." He says, "No, don't kill him. I don't want to kill anyone. Leave this to me and I'll talk to him. And listen, you evil man, calm down and let's talk like adults." But he breaks into him. Kaji says, "He won't listen to you. Give me permission to finish this." He tells him, "Act, man." Kaji gives him a hit and throws him away. He charges at him. And indeed, my friend, I become a burning mind. He cuts the bone completely. He pulls out those swords. They are about to kill him, but Hema stops them. He tells him, "Remove those weapons." He asks, "Do you want me to get you others?" He replies, "I don't want to kill anyone, man." He says, "How come?" He wanted to kill us. He tells him, "We are done." His uncle arrives in the car. He is about to attack them. Hema runs towards them, but he runs towards him. He starts to charge with the car. He is about to hit them. Hema takes off running towards them, but he runs towards him and starts breaking his bones. Kaji tells him, "We should have finished him off." He says, "No." He puts his feet on him, and it looks like he will kill him, but his uncle runs towards him in the car and throws that thing at him, flying it away. They take Heimer in the car and leave the place, arriving at Jenny's father's old lab. They open the lab with the key and go down. Rhodey tells them, "Leave me this device so we can figure out how to get rid of this creature." He sits at the device while they go to change their clothes. As soon as he notices the scratch on his face, the scratch disappears immediately. He is shocked and goes outside to the killer. He asks her, "Lost in your memories? It seems you lived here the best days of your life." She tells him, "On the contrary, I always felt lonely in this place. My father was always in the lab, crazy about the creature. One day he disappeared and no one knew where he went. Believe me, you are very lucky. You have your family who loves you. As for me, I have no family. I have no one to worry about me. I have no one to feel for me. I am just a shadow. The important thing is," she tells him, "don't blame me for my words." He tells her, "On the contrary, I am very happy that you talk to me." She thanks him for his concern. She gets closer to him, and he gets closer to her. But his uncle interrupts them. He says, "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, but I learned everything about the creature. Come with me so you can know." They go with him. He tells them, "Look, this creature is the one that chooses the human to merge with. It will live in their body. This person is suitable for it." They ask, "Then why did it choose me?" He replies, "I don't know. You and it are now one. Ask it and it will answer you. This creature is not a human. It was created from another world different from ours. It is responsible for its protection. Anyone who tries to harm you will face it." They say, "Okay, I don't want it." He says, "The good news is that you can get rid of it. The bad news is that if it leaves your body, you will die." He says, "It is currently connected to all the cells of your body and lives in your brain." Jenny says, "Really, I'm sorry." He replies, "Sorry for what? I came to you to fix my life that you completely ruined. I don't want to hear a word." And he leaves them and goes outside. His uncle follows him, saying, "Look, this situation has many negatives, but you have to turn those negatives into positives. God doesn't give a person anything bad. Heimer, this is surely good for you to protect you. And at this time, man, you are a superhero. You will protect us and protect the entire family. And not just the family, Heimer, you will protect the entire city. I love you." He says, "I love you too." Suddenly, that plane flies over them. Jenny says, "This is a disaster. Victoria is going to finish off your family." And indeed, Victoria and her men surround her house from every direction. He tells them, "Get ready, because I'm about to transform." But nothing is happening. He tells them, "I will transform now. Come on." He doesn't transform. He says to his uncle, "Didn't you tell me it would protect me? Get ready." He takes a leap and jumps over. Indeed, my friend, he transforms and takes off running towards the house. Victoria attacks the house and takes Heimer's family outside. That candle ignites on the carpet. Victoria's men ask, "Where is the creature?" Alberto tells them, "No one say anything. They are about to kill them. The boy is preparing in the place." Heimer lifts her off the ground. He doesn't see one of them with Victoria. He attacks with his skills and says, "Impossible. Attack her." They hit him with weapons, but no bullet affects him. He changes the weapon and starts hitting them. His family escapes from the place, but one of them stops near the car. The girl slipped out. The important thing is her father returns to her again, hitting one of them, but the other one hits and brings him down to the ground. Heimer stands outside, controlling everything. No one can handle him, but Victoria, the daughter of the old man, says, "I'm ready for the fight." Heimer prepares his weapon, aiming it at her. Kaji tells him, "We need to strike quickly because his weapon controls us." He says, "I'll get him." But her father falls to the ground and her sister calls for Heimer. He runs towards them, but they are beating him with the sack. They lay him down in his place. Kaji tells him, "We're done, my friend." He is about to come and grab him like a slaughtered sheep, and his father is dying. His family sees him, and when they take him, none of them can do anything. The police arrive at the scene and the house is on fire. The police extinguish it. The next morning, their grandmother tells them, "Listen to me. Now is not the time to cry over your father. We need to help Heimer and bring him back." Mila says, "How? We don't even know where they took him." Jenny says, "I know, and I have the weapons to fight them." She takes them to her father's lab, and each of them takes a weapon. They ride this bee and head out. Victoria captures Hima to complete the security project. She tells him, "Finally, after waiting 51 years, we'll execute the security project." As it happens, they don't understand what's going on. He asks the doctor to free him, but he refused. He tries to free himself, but can't. Victoria tells him, "Calm down. It's true. Beetle chose you, but it were always mine. And since it chose you, I'll use your blood directly for the project. This way the project will succeed." He says, "I don't understand anything." The doctor says, "But this might kill him." She says, "Really? You feel sorry for him? Execute it, doctor." At that moment, his family arrives on the bee. They get off, hit the men outside. They finish them all and head inside. At that moment, the doctor begins the transfer process. Jenny enters the island and is shocked. She sees the scale of the destruction Victoria plans. Millions, not just one code or one man. She plans to create millions of soldiers to destroy the world. Unfortunately, the transfer process is active. Hima faints. He sees his father in front of him. His father says, "What brought you here, Hima?" Hima replies, "Take me with you, Dad." His father says, "No, my son. When I came here, I understood why destiny chose you. It chose you because your heart is pure. It chose you to protect people from Victoria and her kind. Go back, Hima." Hima listens to his father, and he runs towards Kaji. But the transfer process is complete. Cora becomes as powerful as before. But Jenny and Mila destroy the project entirely. Hima frees himself and tries to escape the lab, but the door is locked. The doctor lets him out. Victoria tells him, "You're crazy." He replies, "No, I've come to my senses, you deceitful one. I've come to my senses and will thwart your evil plan, you devil." He is about to stop Cora, but it's too late. Cora attacks him, and Hima runs out of the place. Victoria tells Cora, "Finish them all, my love." Hima tries to escape, but the soldiers block his way. He can't do anything because his weapon isn't working. He's about to be killed, but his grandmother saves him with the deadly weapon she has. She tells him, "Follow me." She takes him to the vehicle. She asks, "Where are Jenny and Mila?" He replies, "They're still inside." She says, "I'm going back for them." He asks, "How when your weapon isn't working?" She insists, "Wait, I have an idea." She calls out to Kaji, "Wake up and finish them all." Kaji moves and attacks his sister. She's about to be killed, but Hima arrives. He transforms and Kaji tells him, "I'm back for you, and now we're ready for the battle." They attack them, hitting them with precision. The situation is ablaze. A great battle ensues. They finish them all, and he hugs his sister. He asks her, "Where's Jenny?" She replies, "Victoria took her." His uncle says, "Let's go." Hima insists, "I need to get Jenny first." At that moment, he is about to strike him, but Kaji intervenes, transforming into a stronger version than before. Indeed, he becomes dangerous, stronger than ever. He crushes Hima with force, and Hima asks Kaji, "What should we do?" Kaji replies, "We'll keep fighting until we find a solution." He strikes him, almost killing him, but Rudy throws a stone at him. He retaliates, ending Rudy. Hima goes mad, and from that moment, you see nothing but him beating the other. Meanwhile, Jenny is on the plane with Victoria. The two of them engage in a fierce fight. Jenny jumps off the plane. Hima gains full control over Cora, but Kaji tells him, "That's enough, Hima. We don't want to lose him. What I learned from him is that Cora is a good person, but Victoria manipulated him." Hima doesn't listen to Kaji and strikes him with his weapon, but the strike misses, and Cora stands back up. Cora tells him, "Don't worry, I'll save you from Victoria's evil." Indeed, my friend, he goes to Victoria, grabs her by her hair, and tells her, "I'll save you from Victoria's evil." He drags her to the island. He tells Hima to escape. Jenny boards the bee, and Hima runs towards it. The island explodes entirely, destroying everything on it. Hima is about to fall, but Jenny grabs his hand. They close the door, escaping the island as it is completely destroyed. Hima hugs Jenny, looks at his uncle, and finds him still alive. He says, "You're still alive?" His uncle hugs him, and everyone is overjoyed. They return to their house, completely destroyed. Hima tells them, "Don't worry, I'll work, and we'll rebuild this house step by step." But Jenny arrives and tells them, Don't worry, the house will be repaired at the company's expense, and then we'll move to a seaside villa. And Rudy, since your car helped us in the mission, congratulations on your new car. He looks at the car and runs towards it. Jenny tells them, "Thank you all for standing by me. Without you, I wouldn't have been able to reclaim the company, and many bad things would have happened. Excuse me." She leaves them and walks away. He follows her and says, "Can I give you a ride?" She says she's going to her old neighborhood. He says, "I'll come with you," and hugs her. Her family claps for them. He takes her and she smiles. And here, the movie ends. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification button so you never miss an update.